So this is the Specialist Paper 1 Tech-Free Multi-Choice from the external paper in 2023. We're going to look at questions 6 to 10 in this one. Now question 6 is a subset question. The shaded region defined by the intersection of these two conditions is best represented by. Now let's look at the two conditions. This one here. Now if that's going to be Z take -2 plus I less than or equal to 5. That's telling me I want all the points that are less than 5 distance away from -2, 1. So that's going to be a circle, center, -2, 1, radius 5. And we want all the points in the middle of it. So -2, 1. So -2, 1, that looks about right. -2, 1, that looks about right. These D and C obviously do not have the circle centered correctly. And we're looking at all the points inside the circle for this part. But we're intersecting it with all the reals less than 1. So here we'd assume is 1 on my real, and it's all the points less than 1. So B would be my answer. Excuse me. Then we have question 7. Well, 7's tricky. 7's a logistics question. Now, some people would remember this as something a bit more an off by heart thing, something they might I wrote. But what if you get it and you go, oh, I don't know, I don't remember. I've got to get something that looks like that. Now, first off, these ones where T is here. If I solve the differential and brought dt over, it'd be a pretty simple standard integration. So not going to be A, and it's not going to be C, those that have T. So it leaves us with B and D. Now B and D look very similar. Point of difference is this Y value. Now if you solve this one, just to show you, you'd have dy over 1 take 0.01 y equals 0.25 dt. And you'd integrate both of them. This would end up being a log. You'd get ln 1 take 0.01 y, and you'd have -0.01 out here equals 0.25 t plus c. You'd play around a bit, but it'd still end up with that standard y equals ae to some power. Okay, the y here is different because when you if you tried to solve it longhand, and we don't need to, remember we're just trying to work out a multi-choice. It's 1 mark. We don't want to spend a lot of time on this. And we integrate. Notice this side is that partial fraction. And that partial fraction is what leads to that more complicated answer, because we've got to do that transposing to isolate the y. So D is our answer. We don't have to go through further than that. It's just about working out which would be the best solution. Question 8 is spheres. Point A is the center of a sphere. Point B lies on the surface as shown. Now remember with sphere, going to be x take my center. So x take 1 squared, y take 0 squared, z take -1 squared equals my radius squared. Okay. I know I'm going to have to expand out because obviously all this is expanded. What is my radius? My radius is from A to B. So somewhere you're going to go 1, -3, -5, take 1, 0, -1, giving you 0, -3, -4. Being careful, -5 take -1 gives me -4. The magnitude of that, 0 squared, -3 squared, and -4 squared. going to give you 5. So x minus 1 squared plus y squared plus z, z plus 1 squared equals 25 r squared. I just need to expand that and work out which of these are going to be. I know a lot of you people will automatically be drawn to C and D. But when we expand this out, and we expand these brackets, we end up with a 1 here and a 1 here. And we flip them to the other side. So x squared minus 2x plus y squared plus z squared plus 2z equals 23, because I took the 1 over here and I took this one over there. So which one is it going to match up with? It's going to match up with C, I believe. No? Is that not going to be C? Oh, oops, I nearly did my own mistake, didn't I? That's 25. A, x squared minus 2x plus y squared plus z squared plus 2z equals 23. The 25 was the ringer to get you in there, hey? That was the mistake. Sorry about that. Question 9. The geometric interpretation of a certain system of linear equations with no solution is shown. So obviously there's 2 planes that are parallel and one that intersects. Given 2 of the equations are, what could possibly be the 3rd equation? So we're looking for an equation that will be parallel to one of these. Now if we look at the first one, that is twice that equation, twice that one. 2x, take 2y, take 2z equals 1. Fully double. So that's actually the same as equation 2. It's not actually parallel, it's just the same equation. The same with this one. 2x plus 2y take z equals 1. That's the same as equation 1. So that would be the same plane, not parallel. Now we look at these ones. This one is 2x take 2y plus 2z equals 3. This one's 2x plus 2y take 2z equals 3. Which one matches up? D. That would be parallel to equation 1. Notice it's twice the x, twice the y, twice the z, and then a different multiple for my answer. It is not going to be C, because notice it is twice the x, twice the y, but then the z's, it's a -2. So that's why that's not going to work for that. So D. And their last one, question 10, is a random variable drawn from a population with the distribution shown in the histogram. Notice this distribution is not normal, it's skewed. A number of samples of size 10 were randomly selected from this distribution with sample means x bar were recorded. The histogram most likely to represent the distribution of the sample means is. So, first off, we know that n is less than 30, so we're not necessarily looking for a normal distribution, are we? Oh, we don't know the number of samples, though, sorry. That's not actually going to help us. We know that the mean stays the same. We know that the standard deviation will become the standard deviation over the square root of 10. So that'll be smaller. So we're going for a smaller distribution, smaller standard deviation. So this should contract, so it should get smaller this way, but the mean should stay the same, which will be over to this left-hand side. So we're looking down here, these have gone, let's look at the first one. First one, the standard deviation hasn't shrunk. We're still spread right across, so no for A. C, our standard deviation has shrunk in, but our mean has really centralized here, hasn't it? So it's obviously changed the mean. Here, we still haven't really shrunk in, and our mean's here. B is our best fit. The standard deviation has shrunk our distribution in, so it's narrower, but our mean is still going to be in the same sort of ballpark as our mean here. So B is our answer there.